Help, I'm stuck in a low sex or no sex marriage. Part 6. Hi, welcome to today's little lesson. This is number 6. And if you haven't watched the first 5, you need to watch the first 5 before you watch number 6, because today I'm going to have the nerve, after spending several of the lessons talking to husbands who find themselves in the low sex or no sex marriage. Now I'm going to talk to the wives. And of course, I guess I should first address wives who find themselves in the very unusual position where their husbands are not so interested in sex, but they are more interested. So there's a stronger desire on the female side than the male side. All right, so in general speaking, then I would give some of the same general principles of advice that I've already given, okay? And again, this is all biblically based. It's just basic principles of walking in love. So you need to ask yourself the question, instead of pointing the finger at husband and saying, what's wrong with you? You need to just say to yourself, is there anything that that I could maybe possibly learn that could make my husband more interested in sex? And if you don't know where to turn, well, there's so many resources today, but how about just turning to your husband and saying, oh, my dear love, I love you so much, and I just find myself desiring to, have a sexual relationship with you more than it seems that you're interested in there. So, my love, my dear, is there anything that you could tell me that I could do that would, turn you on or make you more interested and so forth in this? Because I want to be the kind of wife that you want me to be. And then open yourself up very humbly. Hopefully he'll have the nerve, if there's something he can think of, to say that he's not, actually experiencing some kind of a hormonal or actual physical problem that would, again, I can't answer that. You need to go to a doctor on that one. But husbands, most husbands, they're okay. They have a sexual drive, and if they're not responding as much as their wife wants them to, well, maybe the wife could learn something. Okay, so overall, in this kind of problem in marriage, as in all problems in marriage, communication, loving, humble, gentle communication is the key. All right, so ask your husband. Now, if you're the wife who doesn't, you think my husband is the sexual monster here, and my goodness, he'd like to have sex twice a week, but I'm only interested in once a month. Well, again, you need to ask yourself the question, maybe there's something that is wrong with me, or maybe I need to communicate something to my husband, because it's a little bit odd that my sexual desire is so low in this regard. And so we need to together figure this out. Right? Right, okay. And because I've already addressed the husbands, maybe some light bulbs went off in the minds of some wives when we talked about that. But just to keep it very general here, wives, asking your husband. But I think this would be a good question for any wife, no matter what your sexual relationship is like. Just like, your wife would ask, do you like this meal that I cooked? Do you like to go to this restaurant that that I like to go to? Do you like this kind of a movie to watch together? Husbands and wives should be communicating about every aspect. My goodness, you're married, for decades, and you're living together. Well, you ought to be talking about everything. It's so odd that sex is an embarrassing thing to talk about. Well, just broach the subject and to say, hey, in our married lives, if we made love twice a week for 1 year, that would be 100 times. And if we're married for 40 years, that would be 4,000 times. Did I do the math right? Oh, even if I didn't, it's a lot, okay? So this is something that can be talked about. And so you can say, how can I be a better lover? And again, even if you think it's his fault, by taking the humble side, first of all, and by opening it up to correction that he can give you, you see, that gives you the opportunity to speak to him about maybe what he could change. Okay, so it's always best when you're trying to change somebody in a relationship to first, come at it very humble and say, "Hey, am I doing something that you don't like, or is there anything I could do that you would like? And help me out here, because I'm a woman, and I don't think like a man. I think like a woman. So help me to understand here, because seems like things aren't going like we both like them to go here. You want more, I want less, or I want more, you want less. God didn't make us that way. That wasn't God's will. I mean, God did make men and women, male and female, different, but he gave them both sexual desire. And if things are going the way they should be, it ought to be fairly equal and consistent. This is not to say that there wouldn't be times when the sexual desire wanes, and then the one with the lesser desire just needs to be a Christian and say, well, maybe I'm not really so totally in the mood right now, but let me try to help myself get in the mood. Let me try my hardest because I'm choosing to love this person, this guy or this gal who is my husband or my wife. And then let's talk. Let's keep the lines of communication open. Why is it that I'm not in the mood? Could it be the fact that you don't show me that you love me all day long, and then you just march into the bedroom and expect a performance by your concubine? Could that possibly be the reason here, But there are many of the things that women can do. Okay, men are so visually stimulated, and so it's no secret that it's possible that it is possible. I don't know, there's going to be people going to get mad at me for saying this, but I just got to say it anyways. Women who just let themselves go. Oh, I got him. He's on the hook. We're married, and so it doesn't make a difference how I look anymore. Look. Part of the reason he married you was because he was attracted to how you looked, and he's not expecting you not to get older. But he is expecting you to take care of yourself because you love him. Okay? And that makes him feel loved. And all these things work together for good, let me tell you. Okay. All right. Well, hope that, we didn't cover everything because I'm not a licensed sex counselor, okay, and studied this in college and so forth. I'm just coming from an experience of years and years of pastoring, being married myself for 40 years, talking to friends over the years. That's where I'm coming from, so go easy on me in the comments here. But I think I've said some things that could be helpful in this little series on the low sex or no sex marriage. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time.